Hello, hello. Happy Thursday, June 11th. It's about 12 p.m. in the afternoon, I think. Just getting back to my desk here. Give me a minute. For the astute observer, the few people that watch these videos, you'll notice I'm wearing the same shirt as I was yesterday. For those of you that judge, go ahead. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. I don't much like putting thought into what I wear unless I'm going out, which isn't very often. I work from home. It's just easier. I got bigger things I got to think about and process and understand. So I change my underwear every day, and the shirt that I sleep in, that's it. Otherwise I quite often repeat the same clothing. Just save time, save money too. Actually, I don't do as much laundry as I might if I wore different clothing every day. Anyway, yeah, happy Thursday. How y'all doing? Hope you're having a good, productive week. I am. I had a very productive evening yesterday. I worked until about 11:30 at night, and then I was up early this morning and got a bunch of other work done. Something kind of neat that I want to make mention of as part of this diary journal of X. I use a tool called GitHub, or Git for source management. It's sort of like your source of truth. It keeps an audit trail of things that have changed in a code base over its lifetime. Very cool tool. And it's, anyway, one of the features it has is analytics and analysis, and it gives you a breakdown as to how many changes you've made. And looking at the previous project I worked on for 15 years, it was like 50,000 commits or something like that, over 15 years almost. And here with this project, I've done probably, what did it say, 34,000 already in 3 months. So holy moly, 10,000 commits in a month, or changes, not commits. Sorry, 10,000 changes. So file additions and removals and stuff like deletions, I think they're called. So the work speed has definitely tremendously increased using AI. Holy mokes. Kind of a win for me and a win for my client. So I wanted to show that to him, but I'm not sure how he'd interpret it or if he'd even appreciate it. This is where it would be nice to have, a partner or somebody that you could bounce like, holy smokes, look at this. How neat is this? So for now, I have to use AI and my cat. And my cat doesn't really care about airplanes or computers or anything other than belly rubs and treats. And tuna. He loves tuna. He's cute. I love my kitty. He was thundering last night, and I trapped him under my bed sheets and kept him there all night, and he actually slept. So that was a win-win for both of us, I think. He's good for the heart. That's apparently what cats are good for. Pets and cats are good for the heart. So I'm trying to shoot this video without stuttering and without tapping and shaking my leg profusely, and I just caught myself shaking my leg. I don't know why I do it. I did it for the longest time shooting these videos. I would be constantly like that, or tapping my foot, or clicking a pen or something, and I don't feel anxious. I don't feel anything shooting these videos anymore. I'm quite comfortable in the camera and just being myself, and it is what it is, man. I'm not photogenic. I'm not perfect TV material. I joke, but I'm kidding, not kidding. I have a face for radio and a voice for newsprint. So, but part of that is like, man, that's my superpower, is that I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck because I don't really interact with people, so I don't hear criticisms. And I'm sure when I go out in public, I keep my headphones on, listen to music or podcasts, and a few times I've done something that caught the attention of everyone around me at the Superstore or Canadian Tire or whatever, and I knew I had people looking at me because of, I don't know, singing in public, or maybe I burped, or I don't know. Yeah, it didn't phase me. I didn't blush or anything. So it was indicators to me that my nervous system is on the rebound, man. I am always I'm improving daily. That's the point. That's the takeaway. So every day I bless my lucky shoes that I'm in the position that I'm in, and That kind of segues into the next thing I wanted to rant about quickly. I'm almost 5 minutes here. I'll try and make it quick. Me saying a short story long is like, holy moly, let's rewrite the Bible and do it in Cantonese. Uh, Gratitude, man. Last couple of days I've been stressing out because I got my tax assessment for my house and my condo, and the house is 70,000 more than what it originally was, because when I bought the house I overpaid. But anyway, in the condo they want 17 grand more, which is absolutely dog shit. But I'm leaving that for this year. I'm going to go after the house. So as I've been unpacking all of this and making a formal tax assessment revision, I now have to go in front of a review board and make my case and provide evidence as to why I think the house is not worth they're stating it is. And I think I have a pretty good case. But when I bought the house, it was sort of under the guise of predatory buyer seller agent tactics. My agent telling me that I have to pay as much as I can, that new Canadians are desperately trying to get into this area. It is a nice area. Most of the homes are 400,000 plus, which might not seem much depending on where you are in the world, but in this city, it's a family friendly area, and it's quiet and it's peaceful, and it's built in the late 70s, early 80s. So it very much reminds me of my childhood neighborhood. I have my brother from another mother just down the street from me, just like we were in childhood and at the condos. I just really enjoy this area, man. And I was willing to pay top dollar just for the area and the house, but I knew the house was in rough shape. I mean, livable, but like gross, right? The carpets were stained and rust stained and blood stained, and the walls were fucking disgusting. They had all kinds of stupid um, wallpapers and like stuccoed cement on some of the drywall, and it was gross. So when I knew it, I knew I was gutting the upstairs and redoing it. And gutting, I mean, like, I'm ripping up the flooring and repainting everything and taking down the stipple from the ceilings because that was just disgusting. The people that lived here smoked like chimneys, apparently, and that was obvious. But anyway, some things that were hidden from view: water penetration problems, permeation problems. There's 3 points of entry in this house where there's water damage significantly. So I gutted my basement truly. Floors, walls, everything, just right down to the concrete so that I could monitor the leakage and figure out a plan of fixing it. And I've been doing this for 2.5 years now. And just after having generated this argument for the city to kind of lower my tax assessment to a more reasonable number, it started to click and dawn on me like, man, I got fucked over from every corner, man. Like, insurance fucked me, the bank fucked me, my agent fucked me, the selling agent fucked me, the sellers fucked me, claiming POA and ignorance. They didn't sign a PDS or a property disclosure statement telling me of any issues they were aware of. And then it dawned on me talking to my neighbor when she said the kids lived here with their mother up until the time that they had to sell it. And I knew that because I would get their mail. There was 3 fucking different people that were getting mail here other than the lady that owned the place whose name was on the title. So I thought, well, there you go. There's proof that they were living here and they would have been aware of the water permeation problem, penetration, specifically in the corner of my house where the window well filled up with water the other day. And it did so about a week after I bought the house when it started thawing. I bought this house in February when it was still lots of snow on the ground. 2 months later, when everything started to thaw and melt, that's when I had water in my basement and was like, fuck. And then I knew I had to gut the basement. And in doing that, opened up cans of worms. And I was like, holy moly, there is a mold problem in this basement. And it was a solid 6 or 8 months of mold remediation and hauling away junk, and cost me thousands of dollars in removal fees. I paid up the wazoo, and it pissed me off. And I ran this by AI, and it's telling me I would maybe have a case on the pipe in the corner of the house because it indicates that they were aware of water problems and didn't care to fix it properly. They have an above ground corrugated pipe, which is like, that doesn't work. And then they sink it or recess it into the ground below grade in the front yard because it would have been unsightly as hell. But I didn't see that pipe because when I bought this house, it was February and there was still lots of snow on the ground, and I didn't get around to the side of the house because there was like 3 feet of snow. So Manitoba has a buyer, what the hell is it called? Emptor policy, which means buyer beware. And they're supposed to they don't have to state things by claiming the POA and get a void signing the PDS. But what the legal framework, apparently, according to the AI, is suggesting is that I could go after them because they were living here, and I'd have their neighbors' written confession and legal documents that were being mailed here legally, legal documents, some of them. So property tax, or no, I can't remember what it was. It was school documents, and the one lady was on employment insurance or something. But I ended up just giving up on that. I used to just throw them out. But then I was like, fuck this. I ended up writing back on about 5 or 6 of them, putting them back in the mailbox, RTS, return to sender. And I haven't gotten any of their mail since. But that, surely to God, has to have been recorded with Canada Post. So I'd have them on those two fronts. And if they were living here, they would have been well aware of the water issues that occur in the basement. Anyway, long story short, 11 minutes here. I spent all morning spiraling whether I should go after these people and try and fuck them against the wall, because I feel like I got fucked by everybody in this entire process. Anyway, nothing's not fixable. I can fix it, and I've already put in hundreds of thousands of dollars at this point in terms of time and material and consumables. I mean, my flooring alone was about $5,000. So, my appliances are another 10 grand. My fucking electrical was probably I don't know, a couple $1,000. The paint and consumables and the window casing and the base and the fucking all the electronics and everything else that I updated in the house. We're looking at probably 25,000 in material. The vanities, the bathroom and all that, the bathtub and shit like that, the mirrors. I mean, several hundreds of thousands of dollars, again, in time and money. So I don't know where I'm going with this. I know I can do it. It's just time, and I felt jaded. And this goes back to the gratitude statement that I opened up with, that me wanting to seek revenge is sort of my dad talking in me. But I had a conversation with a man with AI saying, look, man, is it better that I just count my blessings and be grateful for what I have? The house isn't structurally failing. It's just aesthetically fucking gross, and it's got some problems that need to be rectified. But I know I can do it. And as long as I'm making money, I can afford it. I can keep my head above water, be grateful for what I have, work harder at improving my financial situation instead of chasing people down that are probably broke anyway. And even if the law agreed with me, it might turn out that they have nothing, and then I'm pulling blood from stones. So there's the gratitude angle. I want to just be grateful for what I have, and I am in my heart, and I want to just move forward. And the more momentum I can build, positive is like negative, man. It compounds. The more you have, the more you get. And I want to move forward in the positive direction and just forget these people, leave them behind me, put them in my dust, and wish them the best. And that's the point of this video, man, is that's what I'm doing. I'm reminding myself that it's sometimes better to cut your losses, Alex, and move forward with a positive mindset, chin up, chest out, shoulders up, back and down. Hope you all have a great day. If I don't talk to you tomorrow, have a great weekend. Love you all. Stay safe. We'll chat soon. Bye.